Exciting, man. What a great day. And I would just say from the time our guys got off the bus this morning at the stadium, experienced Cardinal Walk, I would say a large percentage of our guys, there's only a couple that were here the last time that we had Cardinal Walk. And just to see the smile on their face as they're walking into the stadium and just interacting with some of our supporters, that was awesome. And then the environment today at the stadium, it was great. We need our fans here. We need them next week when Georgia Southern comes to town. And can't thank everybody that showed up today enough for making it awesome. And to be able to win and get a win, first home game of the season, to get a great win against Indiana State, to get the victory bell back here in Muncie. It's heavy. I'll let all the guys in the locker room do the heavy lifting on that one, but it's great to have that back here. You work hard, tirelessly throughout the week, preparing for an opportunity to go play the game that you love. And I'm just proud of our guys, man, the way they played the game, the excitement in the locker room when it's over, singing our fight song together, seeing smiles, seeing some guys that graduated a few years ago somehow, some way find their way into the locker room is awesome. To see our guys that maybe didn't dress for the game find their way to the locker room is awesome. There's no better feeling. There's no feeling like that. It's indescribable to me. I'll never forget those as a player. Certainly won't forget those as a coach. I'm just proud of our team. The game ebbs and flows. By no means was it a perfect game, but our guys battled. We went into halftime there, up 10-0. We knew it was going to be a dogfight. Forget the records. It's going to be a battle. They're going to fight. They're going to scratch. They're going to you're going to get their best punch. And we did. And I got a lot of respect for Kurt Mallory, his program. I know they've been bit some by the injury bug, as team that happens in football. But I'm proud of our guys, man. It was a great team win, and we enjoyed every second together in that locker room when it was all said and done.
Coach, you kind of talked about the scene in the locker room. After the first 2 weeks, what does this do for the morale going forward?
Win number one is really nothing more, nothing less. We knew today was opportunity number 3. You're only guaranteed 12. Anything past that, you got to earn. So for us to come back home, everybody was looking forward to it. Honestly, some of us didn't really know how to act because I can't remember the last time that we stayed in Muncie at a hotel. We took the buses from the hotel over here to the stadium. That's been a while. The last time that happened for me, Jacob White's on our staff now. The last time that happened here, Jacob White was taking the field for us for his final home game. So it's been a while. It's been a minute. So that was awesome. To be able to just take advantage of having a great crowd on family weekend. I think it's fitting. We pride ourselves a lot around here on family. That's what it says on that band right there for a reason. We're all family here, and nothing more fitting than to get win number one with a great crowd here at Schumann Stadium. Thanks to the students. They were awesome over in that corner, making it loud. I saw them bringing juice for 4 quarters, which was incredible.
You talk a lot about the crowd and just how it was special. I mean, I saw you and the team coming off the buses and how they helped you today. Can you kind of put into words, like, really how, because some people might not understand how just having a crowd support you can actually help produce on the field?
Listen, I've always felt strongly about Ball State can be special. Ball State can be great, but it takes everybody. Can't just be the program, can't just be the athletic department. It takes everybody. We need our community here. I think what's happened here in our community and what President Mearns has done with the Muncie Community Schools and the partnership with Ball State is second to none. And I think we just got to continue to get them excited about Ball State, have them, encourage them to come out and give us some support because we need them in order to have a program and have a special program. It takes everybody involved. It takes the community, and I know what that does for our players. I know what it did for those guys today when they got off the bus, the smiles on their faces, the excitement level. That's big time. That's big time. We need to grow that. And the last thing I'll say just about the crowd is all the students that were here today. Coach Lewis wanted me to throw out there that he'll be happy to pick up your tab next weekend when you show up at the Georgia Southern game. So there you go. I'm sure I'll get a call from him.
Moving more on to the game. I mean, we talked in the press conference and kind of throughout the last couple of weeks about getting the run game established.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly did so today with almost 300 yards. Obviously, there's been a concerted effort. When you see that pay off on the field, what's the work that they've been putting in to get to this point?
Yeah, and again, we played 2 very good football teams the first 2 weeks of the season that are the top rushing defenses in the country. We knew it was going to be tough sledding, but that was not going to discourage us for a second. I loved the look on the offensive lineman's face the entire game. Just to see those guys coming off the field, see them sitting down, regrouping between series with Coach Johnson, just to see, like, keep running it behind us, just keep running it behind us. And to do that today to the tune of 300 yards and for several guys to be involved in that. Marquez Cooper, man, made his presence felt today and delivered an awesome, awesome game, but also guys like Rico Barfield and what he did, getting in the end zone, one on the ground, one through the air. Charlie Spiegel there at the end. Kyle Kelly getting involved there. So it's awesome. That's something that's got to be front and center for us. I don't care what level of football you play, you got to establish a run that sets up everything else. And those passing game, those days, those numbers will come, but it really starts with us being able to make sure that we get our run game established, and everything else will complement that.
We've kind of talked about the season about just having a really versatile offense. I mean, you've got a lot of guys who contribute, and you named off a lot of names who rushed there. We've seen 3 quarterbacks. I feel like that kind of reared its head today is the versatility of this offense, even without guys like Brady Hunt or Ty Robinson. Do you feel like that potential is getting realized more every week?
I do. I see the work these guys put in. I see the work they put in starting back in spring ball. I see the work they put in training camp. They believe and they're hungry and they want to be successful. And we don't want to be a one-dimensional offense. There's a lot of exceptional football players in our locker room, and they're all going to have an opportunity to be put in a position to make plays. And I thought those guys did a great job today, just stepping up when their number was called. And it all starts in the trenches, no matter what side you're on, offensive line, defensive line. And I'm really proud of what our guys did up front, getting 4 sacks today defensively, really making it tough, capitalizing on some turnovers. Great to see Keontae Newsome scoop and score. Told him it was great to see his speed on display. The excitement level on the sideline, there was a lot of guys trying to race him to the end zone, but we all need to stay in our place over there, make sure we let him do his thing. So it was a fun win, but we're going to enjoy this tonight, this afternoon, and we're going to get full speed ahead here tomorrow morning just on the recovery process and on to the next one.
Yeah. About Semonza, it's kind of been obviously the whole saga with multiple different quarterbacks. He started 2 games in a row. Is he the guy, or is it too early?
You just got to keep growing his confidence. I thought he did a lot of good things today. Obviously, the ball got loose the one time when he pulled it down, scrambled. He's going to keep getting better. The more snaps you get, you're only going to get better. And he's got a very good skill set. He can do a lot of things. But I thought he did a good job of bouncing back a couple times today when he had some adversity. And I thought he did a good job there at the end of the first half. We worked hard on 2 minutes. We at least got ourselves in position with not much time left on the clock when we took over that drive, and at least had a field goal attempt. That it was great to see. Jackson's got a big leg, and he had the distance to get that done. It just popped off that left upright. But it was good to see that, because those are the stressful situations you work on a lot in practice.
Just to clarify, is he, looking to be the starter?
Oh, we handle it week by week. We're just going to get back in here, attack the film, and we're going to grind and compete on the practice field, and we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah. I guess last thing for me is with the turnover battle, you talked about that all year, finally win that today, and you talked about how that starts in practice. What did you see from the guys in practice this week to lead to today?
I just think being bought into the details, you work on it, and sometimes when you work on the same thing every day, does it have the intensity level that it needs? And those are the things that when you're on the practice field, all you got is each other. You got to figure out a way to drill that the best that you can. We get a 6-minute time block there as soon as we're done stretching, and we hammer that, to making sure we take care of the ball. The decision-making piece on the QB to make sure he's making good decisions and eliminating the interceptions, that's a different animal. But when you talk about the ball and taking care of the ball, everybody's bought into the details of that when we drill it in practice for 6 minutes after stretch.
Absolutely.
Coach, how long are you going to be comfortable doing the week-to-week quarterback?
Whatever, yeah, and it's not a fun answer. I know you guys are tired of that answer, but really we're just trying to make sure that we do the best we can for our football team in order to have a chance to win each and every week. Kadin is gaining experience by the week here, and he's doing a really good job, so we just got to keep growing him, growing his confidence, but also making sure the other guys are ready to roll.
And, we talked about the running game doing so well today. Passing game shows some flashes, like you said, there's still some more work on. Where do you feel like that part of the offense is at right now?
Yeah, I think, part of it in the second half, too, is when we felt like we were getting after them pretty good up front. We got to make them stop us. That's the one thing that when you're running the football effectively and doing it the way we were, let's keep feeding it. Let's keep feeding it. There's no reason. And we had a couple opportunities there. It was a great touchdown pass to Tanner there. In the fourth quarter there, it was also a great job by him. We called a shot play. The play before that, they didn't give us a look. We thought we were going to get, so we did a good job of checking the ball down to the shallow cross. I don't want to see Tanner jumping over guys anymore. But he did a good job of making the correct read right there. That's all part of it because you're fired up as a QB when you call a shot play. You want, to get an out and up on them for a touchdown. But when they play man, and that's not the look, then you got to do a good job of trusting the progression. He did that, and that shows maturity. That shows here's a guy that it's easy to try to force one and jam one in there, but he did a good job of making a really good decision. That's positive because I played that position also, and I made a lot of dumb decisions in my career. But luckily, my coach stuck with me. That's important when you can do a really good job of having the awareness to check the ball down when it's needed.
For sure. And we saw Ty obviously not playing. It looked like, I believe it was him on the sideline, had a wrap or some sort of cast on his left arm. What's
yeah,
happening?
We found out late in the week. Wasn't trying to mislead anybody through the week. Obviously, Ty injured his thumb at Georgia. We didn't find out. Get the results, the MRI till midweek. So, he's going to be out for a little while here. But he's got a thumb injury there, and we're going to be without him here for a few weeks.
Also with the defense, like we kind of alluded to, I mean, they got a lot of pressure today. Would you say 4 sacks? Does that feel different than last year? Because I believe the sacking wasn't a big part of like the statistical production that they had.
Well, I think our experience up front and that front seven defensively was the strength of our football team as we headed into the offseason. That was the strength of our football team today when those guys did a great job of getting home and really they even the plays where they didn't get a sack, they did a good job of pressuring the QB, getting some hits on them. We just got to continue to grow that. All those guys, the depth at that position is going to play to our favor. So when you can play the number of guys that we do and rotate them, that's going to keep our guys fresh. But we got to just build on what we did today and stay after it because it's going to get, obviously got a great opponent, Georgia Southern, coming in here next week.
For sure. And then last thing, just, it looks like Lucio and Stemler didn't play today, right?
Yep.
They were questionable coming in. Can they be expected back?
We're hopeful to get both of those guys back this coming week, but again, we'll see how they are Sunday, Monday here before we get back on the practice field Tuesday. But don't see either one of their injuries being long term. So hopefully we can get them back, and certainly hopeful to get maybe have a chance to get Brady back as well.
Okay, awesome.
That's all I got.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yep.
Stand by for Marquez and Rico first. Thank you, gentlemen. Go right ahead, please.
I'll just ask about that trophy first and foremost. Is that rewarded every Ball State versus Indiana State game or every game to you guys? Or
I'm not sure.
you're not sure?
A couple Army guys, I appreciate them, came and rewarded me the trophy. And, they talked about, as football players and as Army guys, we could relate a lot because we all got to work together as a team. And I was just blessed to be able to have this trophy and be awarded it.
Yeah. No,
I can clarify that ROTC is today's game day sponsor.
Right. Yeah. No, I feel like you definitely displayed what it's like to go through a battle today. 181 yards, second most of your career. Were you just kind of feeling it today, or was it a week full of practice?
I was definitely feeling it today, but what I will say is shout out to the O-line. Because without them opening the holes as wide as they did today, I wouldn't be able to do my job. So, today, I seen a lot of daylight. I was able to get to the third level and be able to show what I can do, and I still left a lot of money on the table, which I plan on collecting next week. But it was just a great day today.
Yeah. I think you and I talked about the potential that the O-line has even in training camp.
Yeah.
Talking about how good it is, and you were excited to run behind them. I feel like the offense is starting to find its potential now.
Yeah.
Does it feel that way for you too?
Yeah, it definitely feels like that. Unfortunately, we can't really scrimmage anybody. So, as those first 2 games, it was my first time running behind them, their first time blocking, seeing some of the looks, so now they've seen a lot of football. The first 2 games are done with. And the first 3 games are done with, so, this game they really displayed this is what I signed up for.
Yeah. No, a lot of this game was about the atmosphere, I think, home opener. Describe to me what it was like, when you guys take that team bus and you walk through the parking lot and see all the fans going into the locker room. What was that like for you guys?
Man, that was big time. I didn't know, so many people, loved us like that. So it just meant a lot to me. And to see that and everybody's involved and the stands was full today, and hopefully they can even get fuller, that it was just a great feel.
What's it do, like, as a player, does it give an added advantage on the field, even from a physical standpoint, just like hearing the crowd behind you?
Yeah, it definitely does. When you breaking out, about to make a big run, you hear the screams and the noises. You doing something right, so it just make you turn up even more. And when I scored the touchdown and they fans screaming, yelling, cheering, that's what just makes football so fun to play. Because without them, you just celebrating with your teammates and all that, yeah, but you want everybody to see your glory and how good you are.
Yeah. What was the mood like in the locker room after? I heard there were a lot of former players. Obviously, the whole team was in there. You guys got your first win. What was the locker room like after this?
It was electrifying. Everybody was excited. This, like we kept preaching this week, is, this rivalry been going on before we was born. The guys on the field today. So being able to get the bell back meant a lot. So everybody in the locker room was going crazy.
Yeah, and I guess just lastly for me, as far as the running game goes, it's been like a concerted effort to get the running game started, and this week you finally broke through. Are you working a lot with Coach Johnson about doing that and all of those things?
Yeah, me and Coach Johnson talk a lot, what he sees, what I see, what happened on, each play. Did we miss a guy or anything like that? We always just talking. I come off to the sideline, somebody could have ran through. He like, well, what did you feel? He asked me multiple questions, and I'm able to tell him exactly what happened, why I made this cut, why I made that cut. And along with Coach Heck, he does a great job making sure that, he lets me know that, you should have scored this, or, you should have definitely ran here, So they held me accountable, so I appreciate them.
Sure.
It was your first home game, as a Ball State Cardinal. We kind of talked, I think, in the spring and training camp, like how you wanted to show people what kind of player you were. Do you feel like, you accomplished that today? Like you kind of showed people your personality on the field too? Just
a little bit, but I feel like they ain't seen nothing yet. I got a lot more to do, and I left a lot of money on the field, a lot of touchdowns I could have scored when I got to the third level. So some of them plays was on me, So the holes was just amazing today. I can't say that enough. And shout out to my O-line. They did a wonderful job.
So, and then just one more thing for me, like Coach kind of talked about a little bit of the pageantry today with you guys doing the Cardinal walk and family weekend, first home game, playing the Victory Bell game. Did you have any particular emotions just kind of coming in and just throughout the afternoon?
Yeah, I felt like we needed this one because I used to play for the Wagon Wheel when I was at Kent State, and I never left home while I was there. So getting this, knowing that they didn't have the trophy and we had the opportunity to get it back was a big time deal. And I'm excited that I got my first touchdown in this game. I got this nice trophy in this game, and we got the win and we got the bell back as a team.
Where are you going to put the trophy?
I'm going to give it to my mom. Let her put it in my trophy case at home. Yep.
I'll say, second best career-wise for yardage in 181. What does kind of being in that zone feel like for you?
Just run it. Just keep running it, Coach. Just keep it on the ground. I appreciate what they doing for me, and just just ride me and let us go. Thank you.
All right, Coop, thank you, sir. Nice job, thank you.
Yeah, first touchdowns in a Ball State uniform for you today. What's that feeling like?
I really can't explain the feeling, like it's something I always dreamed of, When I first started playing football, it was just always a goal of mine to play at this level, when you feel me, be able to compete and score touchdowns. Of course, it mean a lot.
Yeah. This might be a kind of an odd question, but when did you first start playing football?
At the age of 6 is when I started. I was man, I can go on and on about that. I used to be at my brother's practice when I was about 3, and his shoulder pads just watching him practice. But yeah, I've been playing for a while now.
So football's been a part of your life for a long time. It's kind of a family thing.
Yes, sir. It have, absolutely.
Do those memories kind of flood back at you when you're having a game like this and scoring for the first time and helping the team win?
Absolutely, man. It's just, again, like, this is something I always dreamed of, you know. So to be able to go out and accomplish what I did today, I can't explain the feeling, you know.
Yeah. I know it's family weekend. Does your family happen to be here today?
Unfortunately, my mom and them was not able to make it, but they was watching for sure, so it meant a lot to me, you know.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. Is this something that you feel like you do for them as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. Growing up, you know, playing sports and everything, my mom really, she used to have to work a lot of doubles, so I'm kind of used to, you feel me, not seeing my mom at games and things like that, but that's motivation for me. I can honestly say that. Not being able to see my mom in the stands, but to have that voice in my head, like, you got this, like, and I feel her with me every step of the way. I can't say that.
No, I think that's super powerful, and I just want to make sure I get the information right. Do you mind sharing your mom's first name?
Laria Miller.
How would you spell that?
Larria.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Obviously, big game for the running backs in general today, and you were definitely a big part of that. What has practice looked like for you guys as you are trying to get the running game more established?
There's been a whole lot of competition. I mean, having guys like Cooper and Vaughn in the room, like, that drive me to want to come out to practice and play to the best of my ability every day, you know. So, I mean, again, I'm blessed to be in this position to have a guy like Coop in the room, you know. He's a dog. I can't lie, he's a dog, but yeah.
What do you like consistently learn from Marquez?
Dog mentality. One thing I can say about Coop, no matter the play, the game, he got the same mentality every play. So I try to take that from him, like, you the little dog, let me be the big dog, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, and he talked about kind of what he works on with Coach Johnson and with Coach Heck. What's your relationship like with them as well?
Pretty much the same thing, you know. Every time after a run play or something, they ask what we saw and things of that nature. Coach Heck, he's, man, a stand-up guy. I mean, you would think he on the field with us playing, how he constructing us and things like that. I couldn't ask for a better support system, you know.
For sure. Talking about the crowd today, again, I'll ask you the exact same question I asked Marquez. Can you guys step off that bus and walk towards the stadium? What's going through your mind? What are those emotions?
When I first stepped off the bus, it was just a wow moment for me. You know, I've never been able to experience something like that. It meant a lot to be able to today. For everybody that showed out, man, I showed up. I honestly appreciate it. You know, I'm just grateful, man. Yeah.
Was it kind of an overwhelming thing? I mean, to kind of realize, hey, this is what Ball State's about? And
I wouldn't necessarily say overwhelming, but seeing all those people out there, you know, we gotta do this for them, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, we were talking a lot about the Liberty Bell and being able to win the first game of the season. What does this win do for the team's morale going forward?
Man, the grind don't stop, you know. The guys looking at this as a big push moving into next week. I'm sure everybody on the team is motivated and just ready to get back out there and do the same thing next week.
For sure. That's all I got.
And then congrats on a great game.
Appreciate it.
First of all, what felt better, the screen pass touchdown or getting the 24-yard touchdown run?
Man, I'll have to go with the screen. I actually didn't notice I caught it one-handed, but my teammates was letting me know, so I'm for sure going with the screen.
Yeah, and you know, obviously Vaughn went down in the end of the first half of game 1, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're the next guy up right behind Coop, and how do you kind of just embrace, you know, having that expanded role?
I mean, coaches, they preach next man up mentality. You never know what can happen, you know. You just got to come in with the mindset that when my number's called, I got to be ready to perform, you know. So that's something I kind of take pride in, honestly.
you kind of said that you can be the bigger back, including the small
Yeah.
back. Do you guys feel like your running styles complement each other?
Honestly, yes. I can't say that. He's a smaller guy, but quicker. He's able to get in and out of cuts. I feel like I can bring the same thing, but some power with it also. But I feel like our game complement each other very well.
And then last thing, going off that, like, even Vaughn obviously is a talented player, and then Charlie's had a lot of success at the end of the games these last 2 times, like, and then TJ's a talented freshman. Like,
Absolutely.
you guys feel like you have like a really deep running back room?
Absolutely.
Kind of pushing each other.
Absolutely. Again, they come back with the competitive mindset. Like, I could see it in people's face on the sideline. Like, all right, Rico scored, Coop scored, I want one. You know, so like, just man, it's the room deep for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's deep.
That's all I got.
All right.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Rico. Jack.
Hey, Jack. D-line, definitely made its impression today. What was the coach say? 4 sacks. You guys had the scoop and score fumble. Just can you talk about the pressure you guys have been getting, even against Kentucky and Georgia? Seems like it's improved from last year.
Yeah, definitely. I just think we have a really good game plan going into these each week, and there's a lot of trust with the coaches putting us in the right positions, and then also trusting us, like the front 7, just to get after the quarterback. And we were feeling that trust, and we want to let our effort be shown, and get home. And I think we're doing a good job of that so far this season.
So how do you feel like the defense overall has kind of performed so far? I mean, you guys played 2 SEC opponents, and then today, only allowed 1 score and kind of a broken play. You guys are in a couple short fields and held strong and forced missed field goals. Do you guys feel like you guys are where you want to be right now?
Yeah, there's always room for improvement, but I think that we've been playing pretty well to our abilities. Just there's a lot of trust in this team. Like with the back end, they're covering, while we're getting home, or we're forcing the quarterback to throw it. And then there's a lot of good communication, and this is a really close group. So, I feel like we're executing well. We're being put in the right spots, and I'm really excited what's to come for the rest of the season.
What do you guys still feel like you need to kind of tighten up?
There's some communication back end that we'll see. Like I think on that touchdown today, there was a little bit of miscommunication. But other than that, it's just getting used to playing with the guys next to you. Kind of being able to read them. So like when we're running games, like we do up front, run the stunts. You know exactly when you're supposed to go, and you can know what your teammate's going to probably do. But I think we're doing all right so far.
And in a game like today, where the offense's running game is so dominant, how does that kind of affect the defense from your perspective?
It feels great for our offense to go out there and just pretty much just put it on them. Marquez Cooper and then Rico, they had a great game. It's nice getting that that play where it's like helping us out, we're helping them out, we're getting stops, and we keep them off the field, get the ball back to them, and just see them mowing down the field like they did today. It's a really good feeling.
And the last thing, Coach and the 2 running backs kind of alluded to some of the pageantry of today, like the Cardinal Walk, Family Weekend, Victory Bell, bigger crowd than some games last year. Like, does it feel good to kind of rise to the occasion and perform under that little bit of pressure in that first home game?
Yeah, definitely. This is the first Cardinal Walk in, I think, since I was a sophomore here. Like me and I think 6 guys on the team has actually seen a Cardinal Walk. It was a great atmosphere today, and we had a good turnout with the people that came today. And it always feels good to be able to finish and get the job done. Just make the on-campus atmosphere better after the game. Makes everyone's weekend a lot better. So it's a great feeling when you can get a win like this.
Jack, you talked about how you were here the last time that you guys did the Cardinal Walk,
Yep.
And it's been a long time since that's happened.
Yep.
How did it feel to be able to do that again after a long layoff?
It felt awesome. That's one of my favorite things to do. Just see all that support from friends, family, alumni. It's the first people you see when you walk in, and they're there early for the game. And we've lacked that in the last couple of years just because of started with COVID. And but yeah, it's a really good feeling walking down, seeing my parents, giving a big hug before the game, and I love that stuff.
I was gonna say, I think I saw some Sept jerseys in the stands today.
Yeah, those are my parents. They're at every game. They're my biggest supporters. Love them to death. I'm glad they could make it out today.
Have they been instrumental in your football journey?
Yeah, for sure. They provided everything for me. sacrificed a lot for me to be here, and I'll never be able to repay them for what they've done for me.
Yeah. You're obviously a leader on this defense for sure. I mean, not just on the D-line, but the defense in general. I know that a lot has been said about the loss of Clayton. Have you tried to even step into a bigger leadership role with his loss?
Yeah, I have. It's pretty much a collective kind of agreement, I feel like, with defense. Everyone just kind of stepping up where it needs to be stepped up at. And, our defensive line, we're an older group, and we're kind of self-governed. So, I know I'm going to get out of all the guys there. And but it's more just the whole team or the whole defense. Everyone's stepping up, doing their part. Clayton was a big loss. Love that guy to death. He's my roommate right now.
Okay.
So, but yeah, definitely we're all stepping up.
Yeah. What do you think the advantage is to having an older D-line? I mean, to me it looks like the D-line is maybe the most comfortable of the units on the field. What's the advantage of that?
It's all experience, going against, we went against Georgia. That's some first-round draft picks you're going against, and you've gone against just teams like Indiana State today, and everyone plays the same. It's just you got to out-physical the other guy in front of you, and it's pretty much all experience. When you're younger, you're a little more timid playing, and I don't know what's going to go on in this game, but when you get older, you realize like you're in control, and it's all about your effort, and make them have to fight back. And today, when they didn't fight back to us, so
yeah. We're talking to a lot of guys today who haven't been around this program for a while. This is their first home game at Ball State, and I believe you're the only one out of the 4 players we're talking to that have experienced this before, and you've experienced multiple seasons before.
Yep.
After going down 0-2, what's a win or what does the first win of the season do for the locker room's morale?
It's huge. Even after the first 2 games, we didn't hang our heads either. We knew that we had a good team. Coach Neu said it after both games, there's something special here. We know that we're a good team, and we're playing those games in the beginning of the season. Just getting more competition really for us, and it's a good feeling. It's a good confidence booster, especially seeing the offense do what they did today, and it just gets you really excited for next week's game, which is a huge game in my eyes. Last year was a tough battle with them, so we got to get back on them.
I guess just last thing for me is I was told that Stockton's goal for you guys every week is to force 3 turnovers or more.
Yep.
You guys did that today.
Yep.
When you fulfill a goal like that, you win the turnover margin and kind of back up what's been expected of you from the coaching staff. What's that like as a defense?
It's awesome. It means that the work you put in throughout the week, we have tough practices here all week, and it never gets easier. Just playing game speed in practice, working on things. We also set the goal for practice too. We want to get 3 turnovers of practice or whatever it may be. But it's a great feeling. We don't get nothing special for getting those goals. It's just put your head down and get ready for the next game, and that's what we'll do for the rest of the season.
Sure. That's all I got there.
Good? Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it.
Hey man, you get to start in your first home game, family weekend, Cardinal Walk, like kind of what we're saying. Just how were you just kind of feeling just coming into this? It seemed like your pool guys are pretty true freshmen, but did you feel any sort of pressure or emotions coming in?
Nah, I mean, I feel like, the team's made it clear that they're behind me and they got confidence in me, and that really helps, and it felt good coming in today knowing we needed a win. So, it was good to go out there and execute on both sides of the ball.
I was say, how did it kind of feel to get that first win on you individually and the team's belt, after those first tough 2 games?
It was huge for sure. It's something we needed to do and something we came in here expecting to do. I'm glad that we came out firing. Defense played great. Offense came out a little slow in the first half. We got to fix that up, but I thought we played pretty well today.
So the running game obviously carried the offense today. The passing seemed a little up and down. What's your just evaluation of where that passing offense is right now?
I don't know. Losing Ty hurt, for sure, but it's next man up. I got confidence in all those guys. So part of that's on me. I got to do a little better than I did today, for sure. But, Coop and Rico running the ball today was just, why would you not hand those guys the ball? Almost 300 yards today. So super proud of them. And the guys up front, the holes were crazy. It was great to see that from our guys up front. So I was proud of those guys for sure.
Coach said you guys would probably be without Ty for a little while. what does his loss kind of just mean for the receiving group with you? Because it seemed like you guys had a pretty good rapport. You threw him some one-on-ones in the first couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, me and Ty, we were connecting well, of course, like you said. But just like I said, I got full confidence in every other guy we got out there that's going to go and make the same plays he made. So, we'll be all right moving forward.
Seems like you and Tanner seem to have a pretty good connection now. I think he caught 7 for 60 and had a touchdown today. I mean, he seems like a pretty dynamic tight end. What do you just see out of him on a week-to-week basis?
Just like you said, he's very dynamic. Of course, when Brady went down, he had to fill a bigger role, right? So he's doing a lot more than he probably would be with all the blocking stuff. And it's good to see him get in there and have success. And 7 receptions and 60 yards and touchdowns, just what we expect from him week in, week out. And that's what Coach Elliott would tell you also.
One mistake I guess today was that fumble you took. What's your just evaluation of how that play went down?
It can't happen. It's something I can't do. They turn the ball over. It's not going to help his team win games and get us to where we need to be. So I for sure need to be better there.
Talk about the offensive line as it pertains to the run game, and they opened up a lot of holes for them. I talked with Lane preseason, and he said this might be the best offensive line he's ever played behind. What confidence does this offensive line give you under center?
Oh, plenty of confidence. I mean, those guys work so hard day in, day out, and and the results show. Even in the first 2 weeks, nobody got sacked last week versus the best team in the country. Those guys are legit up front for sure.
And you said that you guys kind of got off slow at the start of the game, even the first half in general. And you said that there's some things that you guys need to work on. How do you feel like you can address that this year?
Just practice, just making sure we're going 100% every day in practice, making sure we're getting extra work after practice for things we need to do with the receivers, with the running backs. But I got full confidence we're going to do that, take care of it, and move forward.
Yeah. People have talked a lot about like the I guess complexity of this offense. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of guys who can contribute. Does that also give you confidence as a quarterback? Oh
yeah, for sure. We got a lot of pieces to the puzzle who are really good. So I got, like I keep saying, I got a lot of confidence in every player on this team, every player on this offense. They're gonna make explosive plays, and we're gonna be pretty good.
Yeah. And then lastly, getting a big win like this. I mean, it's one thing to get a win, but to win 45-7, coming off of 2 losses, what does that do for the team going forward?
It was big for sure. It's something we needed. It's a little sigh of relief. Like, okay, we got one now. Let's roll. It's something we want to carry into the weeks coming. We expected this come into the game with no disrespect to any other program. We expect to win each week. So to come out here and execute and finally get one felt really good.
Yeah. What would you say? I mean, it's been a hungry atmosphere around the team this whole year. What would you say the mindset is moving forward?
One at a time. Like we always say here, this game's behind us now. It is what it is. We won. Big deal. We got to do it again.
Sure.
Okay, just one more from me. So first 2 games, obviously you and Lane flipped the starting each half. This game you actually get to start for most of it until, I guess, garbage time at the end. Does that give you any confidence or comfortability moving forward?
Yeah, for sure. It felt good to finally get a whole game under my belt. Still a lot of things I got to improve upon, I'm sure, as it was evident today. But, it for sure felt good for me to get out there and play a whole game.
Did it feel like you gained any more rhythm or anything, having to be able to play like that extra quarter and a half that you did?
Yeah, for sure. When you get out there and you start feeling it out, and you got a good connection with some of the guys, and we're rolling. It for sure helps out with the hot hand, if you will.
That's all I got.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Nice job. Thank you.